Okay, so as a first LinkedIn video, I've actually got a guest with me. He's very kindly offered to talk to us this evening about his experience as a BNO visa holder. He's come from Hong Kong to the UK, and we placed him at his role working as an intermediate electrical design engineer for a small consultancy practice based in St Albans. So what I wanted to do is introduce both myself and Calvin. So my name's Dominic. I work for Energi People. We're a specialist building services design recruitment consultancy. We do also recruit for other roles in structural engineering and roles within the FM sector. But largely that's what I tend to deal with. I have a background as a building services design engineer. And Calvin, if you could tell us a little bit more about, your background in Hong Kong and now what you do in the UK.
Sure. It's my time to introduce myself a little bit. I'm Calvin from Hong Kong. And first of all, thanks for giving me the opportunity to share my story. And I obtained my bachelor's degree in building services engineering, and afterwards a master's degree in fire and safety engineering in Hong Kong. And I have 3 years of experience in consulting firms in Hong Kong with a mainstream in electrical building services design. Besides, I have more than 2 years of experience in a leading British property developer in Hong Kong, responsible for E&M operation and renovation design of a luxurious building complex. With 5 years of experience, I started my career in the UK last year and have been working as an electrical engineer in a UK consulting firm called St Albans, which is located in St Albans.
Okay, brilliant. So, I mean, if you could tell us a little bit more about the BNO visa and your experience of traveling from Hong Kong to the UK. I mean, if you could sort of start to talk a little bit more about the BNO visa application process and how long that would take, etc.
Okay, sure. In January this year, the UK government launched a new policy called British National Overseas Visa, which enables Hong Kong people with British National Overseas passports and their dependents to live, work, and study in the UK for 5 years without any employer sponsorship. Well, after 5 years, we'll be eligible to apply for settlement in the UK, and after further 12 months, we can apply for citizenship. Therefore, it is a great policy for Hong Kong people to relocate and develop our career in the UK. And the process time for the BNO visa is about 12 to 14 weeks. So it is expected that the applicants would receive the approval from the UK government within 14 weeks.
Oh, that's fantastic. No, that's absolutely great. And I suppose that's it's a huge thing for Hong Kong individuals. We have discussed previously that the amount of transferable skills certainly you would get working for an internationally based consultancy that have an office out of Hong Kong, the likes of ACOM, Arup, Huntville, there are, to name a few, there are a number of consultancies that, specifically if they have offices in Hong Kong now with the BNO visa, it allows individuals to come across to the UK and work in a building services design capacity. So I think that's fantastic. What I wanted to talk about a little bit more is the recruitment process and how that differs from Hong Kong to the UK.
For my experience of the recruitment process, after arriving in the UK, I approached the Energi People by LinkedIn and provide my CV. Then Energi People arranged about 3 colleagues to follow up my case. Dominic efficiently coordinated with Rod, the managing director of St Albans, to arrange a job interview with me within just 2 weeks. After that, I am very grateful that Rod appreciate my profile and performance and offered me the position of electrical engineer in Fans and Affiliates. Basically, the recruitment process in the UK is quite similar to that in Hong Kong. I really appreciate the efforts of Dominic and your colleagues. Energy People provide me with excellent and reliable service by regularly updating the progress and offer me the some useful advice as well.
No, that's fantastic. And, I think I speak for myself and my colleagues when I say it was an absolute pleasure working with you. It was, you were very open and honest and transparent from the beginning. And I think that's the best way to sort of build a working relationship. I'm sure you'd agree. Actually, now coming on to that subject, you mentioned about, working in the UK. I wanted to sort of find out from your perspective how life in the UK differs from Hong Kong, really.
I have been living in the UK for half a year, which is incredible so far. The people here are all friendly and helpful. Although there was a lockdown under the pandemic, I enjoy the natural landscape here and love spending time in different parks. The parks here are much larger and more spectacular than those in Hong Kong. I think after the restriction is released, I'm looking forward to joining more social activities to meet more people and visit museums in the UK.
Great. No, glad to hear it. And I think that, certainly, I think we sort of brushed over one really important piece of information. You had to, not only relocate to the UK, but find a property in St Albans, and that was done relatively quickly, wasn't it? So it's so that was great. Tell me a little bit more about that. Sort of finding a property in St Albans. Was it daunting or?
We have just spent about 2 to 3 weeks to find properties. My wife and I have spent time on searching properties via the Super, and which is the app for searching the properties. And luckily, we can find the property successfully, and we find some we have searched this beautiful place to live. Yes, it's grateful.
Great. No, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying being in the UK.
Thank you.
I think now what I wanted to do actually is talk a little bit more about your experience of working at Van Zyl and de Villiers. So, tell me a little bit more about your experience so far.
Sure. Fans and Affairs is a great company which provided me with well-organized training, I believe, so that I could keep enriching my knowledge of electrical building services, British standards, local regulations, design guides, and engineering design software. During the past few months, I've been involved in the electrical building services design of projects with different building types, such as office towers, schools, leisure centers, hospitals, and residential blocks. It is expected that I will be involved in more projects and keep enhancing my project design experience in the future. Besides, Fancy and Affiliates is a company that appreciates diversity. Colleagues from all around the world, such as England, South Africa, Greece, India, Poland, and Sri Lanka, they are very supportive and willing to help each other, so we get along very well. One interesting challenge for me is to communicate with colleagues with different accents. Even though I was not, even though I was not familiar with some accents at the beginning, I overcame this hurdle by more practice and frequent communications. So it has been improved.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I think that exactly what you touched on, diversity is such a big thing at the moment. Diversity and inclusion is, it's great to know that Van Zyl and de Villiers are actively, employing individuals from various nationalities. It's great to see, and especially with regards to the skills shortage and the skills gap. I mean, it's fantastic that obviously an individual such as yourself, the work that you've carried out in Hong Kong can so closely correlate to what you're doing now in the UK. Leading on to that, what I wanted to touch on is just whether there was any transferable skills that you've noticed from Hong Kong to the UK with regards to perhaps, I don't know, Revit or BIM, the 17th or the 18th edition wiring regulations. Are there any things that closely correlate?
Yes, the practice in Hong Kong is very similar to that in the UK. So I believe that Hong Kong people can pick up the work here quickly. Firstly, as Hong Kong is a former British colony, it is still following British standards. Most of the local code of practice and guidelines in Hong Kong originated from the UK. Also, both places use SIP's design guides and similar design softwares such as AutoCAD, Revit, and Elevate, some other design softwares. Moreover, I think English is one of the official language in Hong Kong and used widely in the government, universities, and workplace. So I think those are the valuable transferable skills for that.
Oh, that's fantastic. I think just sort of rounding off now, is there any advice that you would give to a potential, BNO visa holder or someone who's going to apply for a BNO visa in order to come across to the UK and work in building services design?
I would advise those who obtained the BNO visas as an engineer to approach Energy People as a professional recruiter, and also prepare well for their CV and the cover letter for the particular jobs, and ready for the interview. Be prepared, yeah. And I think those would be the valuable experience for the recruitment process. I think so.
Oh, that's fantastic, Calvin. Listen, thanks for your time and thanks for agreeing to do this. I really appreciate it, and all of us at Energy really appreciate it. So, yeah, it's great to have you, speak about your experience in Hong Kong and your experience moving from Hong Kong to the UK to work in building services design.
Thanks, Dominic.